Hey guys, in today's video we're going to look at some things that you might not be doing to increase the power of your backhand and to make them corrections. Let's go! So, your backhand, for you right-handers, is obviously your straight right. For you southpaws, it's your straight left. It is your power shot. It's the one that you're looking to deliver nice, big, lots of power straight down the pipe to hit your opponent. In a previous video, we spoke about moving our foundation around correctly with a movement step and a recovery step. And what I'll do, I'll leave a link down in the description for you to go back and look it up, because that's going to be vitally important for this area of delivering this backhand. So make sure if you haven't got that down, you go back and watch that. So your backhand then, your straight right or straight left if you're a southpaw, how it should be delivered. I'll do this from the side profile from a good boxing stance here. So toe heel aligned, feet 45 degrees, soft knees, hands up, chin down, elbows tight, bladed stance, so shoulder back as well. How it should be delivered. First thing that happens is you feel pressure building through your big toe. It comes up through your hip, through your shoulder, and straight out. So it looks from here and straight back. I'll do it facing you as well so you can see. So pressure comes through the toe, hip starts to rotate, foot turns to the direction of the punch, and the last thing that goes is the hand. What everyone does when they first start, the hand is the first thing that moves. No, it's the last thing that moves, okay? What everyone does is this. That's an arm punch. We want to hit this with as much of you as possible. Now, I'm not an intelligent man, but I understand that speed times mass equals power. So the quicker I get this from A to B with as much as me behind it as possible is going to be more powerful. So if I'm just doing this, there's hardly any mass behind it. I want as much kinetic energy from me as I possibly can to deliver that shot. So the hand is the last thing that moves. Okay, I'm in my stance, creating kinetic energy through the floor, through my legs, through my hip. Full rotation and back. Practice that slowly, over and over again. Get that bit down and we'll start putting some movement into this as well. So again, in a previous video, we spoke about having a movement step followed by a recovery step. So if you want to get some more energy coming forwards, we can do this backhand with some movement as well. Now we would normally do this with a jab followed by a cross, but just so you can see this, we're going to do this with just a cross. So we've got a good stance, toe heel aligned, feet 45 degrees, hands up, chin down, elbows tight. Our first step is a movement. Remember, that's a push from the back leg. First step is a movement followed by a recovery. So what we're going to do this time, we're going to do a movement recovery, and as we do the recovery, we're going to turn the back foot to point to the direction of the punch. So instead of that, we get that. Okay? And then we're going to put the punch on the end. So from here we get movement, recovery with a turn, and back. If you want to be super good, you can put this into a movement forwards and backwards drill. You can go step, recover, step, step. Step, recover, step, step. Step, recover, step, step. Another way that we can put some movement into this is a slightly different movement pattern. So instead of having step, step, what we actually get is just a push from the back leg and both feet move. Okay? Push, both feet move. So previously it was movement, recover. This is push. And then you turn over the last point. It's not done at the same time. It's not here like that, which I do see people do. Don't do it. Move, and throw the shot from there. You can kind of start the kinetic chain as you're going, but you don't want to go exactly at the same time because it will look like this. No one wants to look like that, do they? Let's not do that one. So we've got 2 movement patterns to put some more kinetic energy on that. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, give those a try. Get that nailed down. Now you're starting to put some kinetic energy behind the punch. You've got your rotation on the last part of the movement. Speed times mass equals power. Once you kind of get those rotations down, so we're not arm punching or worse still leaning forwards, once you start standing, you can play around with the release of the punch, but you have to have that body mechanic first. So you can have your straight right. If you release that a little bit early, so that's me releasing on the end of the chain. If you release a little bit early, and I'll do it slowly, you'll see that the punch actually arcs a little bit more. So I'm going to release it as I do the rotation. See how that came out a little bit round? That's almost like a long range hook. And then of course you can make that a long range hook and back. Key point if you're going to practice that, it does not go past your own nose line. If you're doing this, there's a problem. You can see the problem, okay? Goes out and back. You must have that recovery as well. It's never this, okay? But the power is from here. And I'm going to give you one last little secret tip that I didn't learn for a long time, and it's to do with your feet, and we'll do it with a jab cross. Okay, so I didn't actually learn this for quite a while into my combat sports journey, and I still see a lot of people do it now, and when I look back, I'm like, why did I not do that earlier? And there's a huge chance you're doing the same thing. And it's to do with those steps, okay? But there's an important part. So what you see a lot happen, so we're going to talk about a jab cross, because on a previous video we spoke about being able to do this movement on the jab and the recovery step. Well, with the recovery step, we're putting the backhand on. But you often see this happen. That foot not come with you. Look, my knee is well behind my hip. So here's a little secret sauce detail that you ought to start practicing. And as you do that recovery step, you kind of sit into your punch a bit more. So notice how my knee is underneath my hip now. So instead of this, which is completely wrong, or see how I did do a recovery step, but now my leg is now straight behind me. That still locks my hip up a little tiny bit. The secret sauce. So I throw the jab. As I'm doing the recovery step, I sit into a little tiny bit, and you'll see my knee comes underneath my thigh. That's always going to generate a bit more power. So instead of, so I did do a recovery step, but I left my leg behind, which leaves my hip behind. This time I'm bringing my hip through with me and back. Massive one to practice, and I did not learn that early enough in my journey in boxing. I was still doing it, or sometimes that's going to cause you to lean, okay? You want to generate that power, sit down on that shot slightly, drop your bum down so that leg is nicely in line with your thigh. That will make a world of difference to your shot. Practice that over and over and over again until you're doing that automatically without thinking about it. One last little detail that's always going to make that punch better, and it's got nothing to do with actual punch mechanics whatsoever. Recovering yourself after that punch. Boxers box, fighters fight. You know, they don't just stand there and go, ah, now it's my turn, ah, now it's your turn, okay? So there's a huge chance there's something coming back at you. So a really good habit to get into. Practicing that jab cross or the step cross, whichever, okay? practicing the jab cross, and then rolling and recovering yourself. So from there, I'm going to step. So here's my movement step. Here's my recovery step, dropping my knee behind it. And all I'm going to do from there is I'm going to lower myself, I'm going to squat. See how my right shoulder's forward? I'm going to squat and recover my shoulder. Okay, so instead of just being here and getting hit, tweet birds around your head, okay, all of a sudden you get from here and recovering. I'll do it a bit slower for you. Yeah. Key points on that, and lots of people make this mistake. So they think, right, I'll do that. Watch yourself in the mirror because there's a huge chance you're going to do this. Step, step, bum out, head down, and swish your head around. Yeah, like that. No, you don't squat like that. Well, some people might do. I personally don't. Okay, so I've thrown the backhand. I level change. I'll take my arm out of the way now. I level change and recover that hand. Okay, you're going down and around. It's like you're drawing a U shape with your eyes. You need to be looking at the person, not the floor. So there's another good one for you to start practicing. Just recovering from there. Work them drill, guys, along with a lot of the other stuff we've done already. Your movement, your mistakes on the jab, and a lot of them apply to the cross as well. Don't drop the hand afterwards. Don't drop it before you throw it. Don't go over the punch. Breathe on your punch. Don't lean. Turn your hand over on the last part of the punch so you don't flare the elbow. Okay? They all relate to this punch as well. So there's lots of things to work on from there. Right, there's lots of things to work on now. I strongly suggest you work that shadow boxing first. But I know what we're like, okay? We like to hit a bag, okay? We like to hit a bag. Things to make sure that you are doing if you're hitting the bag is make sure you're not starting too close anyway, okay? Because I'm never going to generate that much power if I've started really, really close and go, I couldn't get my rotations in. I couldn't build that speed up because you want to be accelerating to the target as well. If you're just doing the same speed out, it's not going to do it. You want to be releasing that hand and accelerating to the target. And make sure that you are stepping in with the shot. I can throw the shot from here, so I'm in range, okay? And I can throw a fairly decent jab cross from there. Fairly decent, okay? If I'm stepping in, so I'm out of range now, so I'm going to use this as a blinding shot to get in and then deliver that big power hand. There's a lot more power from there, but you'll see I'm right at the end of my punch. You don't want to be doing this and leaning in slightly and getting all this happening here. My arm's not bent. It's not, if I move to the camera and bend down slightly, that's not a straight right. That's a straight right, okay? So I'll make sure I'm out of range from there. Much better shot, okay? Kinetic energy building in, and just work that. Lots, you can chain it all together. Have fun with it, practice safely, get them rotations going, make sure you're bringing the leg and the hip with you. Your backhand will increase power. Work it out, guys. So there's a few things for you to work on. Delivering that backhand, we spoke about movement, we spoke about things not to do with the jab. Just want to say thanks for watching. If you're liking what you see, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button, like the channel and everything like that, and you'll see some more good information videos from us. Take care, guys.